everyone, and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, Larry McCarren, along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, this week, the 7-8 Vikings come to town. They may be 7-8, but they always play you guys tough.
Yeah, and to their credit, they've beaten us the last 2 times we played, so we know it's going to be a tremendous task. I think this is a really talented team, and they have not been able to win some close games, and it's always a tough, old-fashioned NFC North game, and we're going to have to play our best in order to beat a talented team.
Matt, are there any lessons to be learned from that Week 11 meeting that you can apply to the rematch?
Oh, there's so many lessons to learn from. Number one is we absolutely have to do a better job of slowing down their passing game. Justin Jefferson got loose pretty good on us last time, and that's always a challenge, because then if you do that and you commit more people to pass defense, then you got to deal with Dalvin Cook and Madison and just the great rushing attack that Vikings have, but also got to start faster on offense. And I think that's been a constant theme throughout the course of the season, just making sure that we take advantage of every drive we get an opportunity to go out there and have to start a little bit better on those opening drives.
Let's go back to the Browns game now, if we could. Offensively speaking, of course, the headline was Aaron Rodgers becoming the most prolific touchdown thrower in Green Bay Packer history. Matt, did you have a chance to really enjoy the moment? And also, was the play the one you would have expected to be the record producer?
Definitely not the one we expected, but very happy it turned out that way. And, you know, it was just a great job. First of all, starting with our protection. The guys up front did an outstanding job, and then Aaron recognized something in the defense and actually checked to that play off of our original play and threw a perfect ball to Allen Lazard. And I just love how Allen turned up the field and found the end zone. It was just a great play all around.
No sacks from a rebuilt offensive line. I got to tell you, Matt, whatever you're paying Adam Stenavich, it's not enough.
Well, thanks, Larry, for putting us in that position. No, Steno's done a great job, and it's not only him, it's Luke Buckus as well, and the leadership in that room, learning from guys like David Bakhtiari and Billy Turner, who aren't in right now, but everybody coming to work with the right mindset, the right mentality, and it's just been that next man up mentality that's helped us get to where we are today.
Defensively, top billing goes to 4 interceptions, 3 of them leading to touchdowns, and 1 that ices the game. I mean, that's what it's all about, taking the ball away, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. I think anytime you're +4 in the turnover battle, you got a really good chance at winning the game. And quite frankly, probably should have done more with those opportunities and needed to put Cleveland away. But you got to give them credit. They are a resilient team as well, and they kept battling and brought it right down to the wire.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers. Need I say more? We'll be right back. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, by Bellum Health, and by Johnsonville. Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Pothole Frozen Pizza from Quick Trip.
Throws right side, making the catch. Lazard diving, pylon, touchdown, and there it is. Number 443, the historic milestone in an iconic career for a legendary franchise. Aaron Rodgers, the most prolific touchdown passer in Green Bay Packers history.
The numbers are the numbers, and they'll continue to grow. But outside of those numbers, Aaron Rodgers is the best player I've ever seen. Not the best Packer player, the best NFL player I've ever seen. Remarkable.
Aaron, you've had some time to reflect on becoming the Packers' all-time leader in touchdown passes. In retrospect, what do you think?
I'm really honored still, and It feels real. I guess the last 17 years have been really special, but the moment was awesome to see Allen reach out and touch that. And I turned to my guys, my linemen, and Lucas picked me up, and that was a pretty special moment. And then the thing that really got me and got me, teary-eyed on the sidelines was the video. I wasn't sure if there was going to be one. They kind of kept that under wraps, but to see that montage from the first touchdown to Greg, and then a bunch of other clips that they had, and then Farvey with a message that was a lot. And then hugging the guys on the sidelines, so many of them who've been around and seen all 443 plus, the training staff, members of the strength staff, equipment guys who've been here, longer than I have, just to see them and embrace with them was really special.
Okay, the total now stands at 445, and I'm not going to ask you for number 137 or anything like that. But when it comes to football, Aaron, I've noticed you have virtually total recall. So is there a touchdown pass or two that really jump out at you?
When I think about touchdowns, I think about obviously the first one, and I think about the century marks, 100 to JJ in Atlanta, on a seam route that he threw in the stands, 200 on a slant route to Devontae, 300 kind of a throwaway. We were getting our butts kicked in Atlanta, and it was a shovel pass to Ty Montgomery, 400 to Devontae on a run solution. Those were all special ones for sure. The best throw of my career as far as like length and height, luckily, was on a touchdown to Richard Rodgers in 2015. Yeah. That Hail Mary, which will always be just a really special moment for me.
Talking about that history, you've got your current teammates, but you also played with the group before them, and you played with the group before them, and we could go on and on. What is that like?
Interesting. Just the generations just seem so different, and that's the beauty in it. When you're younger and you talk to, the older people, it's the back in my day, or kids these days, or it's any of the adages that you hear from older people. And now you're the older one in the locker room. I'm not older in life, but I'm the older guy going, back in 2005, before social media, guys used to talk to each other and hang out, play dominoes and play cards in the locker room. You got to find new ways to relate to the guys and understand what they're all about. And I love that challenge. I love that opportunity, because each person is so unique that we get on our team, and it's fun to figure out their personality, what they're into, what makes them tick, how to, inspire them the best you can. What type of motivation do they come with? What's their background like? That's the fun part of this game is the people, it's the relationships. Rock, you played and you're still a part of this great organization. And it's guys like yourself and that make this organization what it is. And I love the opportunity to get to know these young people and hopefully inspire them and give them some belief that we can do something when I'm out there and playing.
Aaron, you're currently the favorite to win your 4th MVP. Does that fact occupy much space in your headspace?
I definitely want to win it. There's no doubt. I think this year more than any other year. It's been an interesting year. Obviously, there's been a lot of conversation around me for a various number of issues, starting with the off season when kind of my future was uncertain, and I was keeping things quiet. Obviously, there's been adversity in season. So of all the seasons to win MVP, this would definitely be a special one.
Last thing for you, Aaron, when it comes to getting past the NFC Championship game and winning a Super Bowl, why this current Packer team?
I mentioned early in the season, this one reminds me of the 2010 team. I think there's aspects of that squad that's very similar to the team we had in 2010. Brought in guys both during the off season and in season that were kind of outcast from other squads, and they came in and had huge impacts on our team. And I feel like it's very similar to this season when you bring in a Devondre Campbell, and he's had an all-pro type season for us. He's been incredible. You bring in a Rasul Douglas, and he's had 5 picks and made a huge impact on our team. You know, we've had a ton of injuries this season, but the way that we've stuck together and the adversity that we've dealt with and overcome it and not had any fracturing among the team has been pretty special. I think we got the right makeup to make a run. Number 1 seed would help for sure, but we have the right makeup of guys to get it done.
Aaron, thank you. Congratulations on your great season to date, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Rock. I appreciate you so much, buddy.
Coming up, this week's Chalk Talk. Don't go away. Welcome back. This week's Chalk Talk is brought to you by Network Health. The Packers threw some change-ups at the Browns, and they were good pitches. As you may have noticed, the Packers have quietly become a between-the-tackles running team this season, but not on this play. They're going outside with what's called a crack toss. The toss part is that little pitch to Aaron Jones. The crack part is crackback blocking by Alan Lazard here and Equanimous St. Brown there. The Packers also have Josiah DeGuara getting another block on the outside. Now Aaron Jones runs by one, runs through another, and the Cleveland Browns will never quite get them all the way to the ground, and this changeup nets the Packers 8 yards. Here's another outside run, and it starts with Mercedes Lewis and Tyler Davis. Watch them. They get position and set up a perimeter so that Aaron Jones can get outside. Once there, he's got a Brown in the way, but Aaron uses the subtlest of moves to make him miss, and now he's in the open field with blocking. I thought Aaron played a terrific game, and this time the Browns will get him to the ground, but look at this. It took 1, 2, 3, 4 of them to do it. This play goes for 27 yards, and John Runyon is going to celebrate with a 1.5 off the low board. And who said offensive linemen weren't athletes? The Packers run a lot of screens, but not like this one. Normally it's the offensive linemen, the 2 guards in the center, who block for a couple of counts and then go out to form up the screen. But look what the Packers have here. EQ, Lazard, and Davante Adams. 3 wide receivers forming the screen. And they all do a terrific job of blocking, in particular, focus in on Davante. Now, he is the best wide receiver in the league. He doesn't get paid to block, but look at the energy and effort he's putting into it. And this play, this changeup, goes for 10 yards. On our next play, Davante's on the receiving end. Simple, shallow cross, nothing fancy about it, but look what the Packers have waiting for him downfield. DeGuara, Lazard, and A.J. Dillon. A downfield screen. You gotta be kidding me. Now, A.J. never quite can get the angle for his block, but Davante still goes for 9 yards. The Packers average a little under 6 yards per play. On the plays we just looked at, they averaged more than twice that. Sometimes change is good. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Network Health, by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers, and by Ticketmaster. Welcome back. Time to hand out game balls. And Matt, on offense, kind of hard to believe, but you went with that Aaron Rodgers fella and that guy he throws to quite a bit, Davante Adams. What were you thinking?
That's a great question. It's rare that we'd pick a game where we don't go with those two guys. They just do an outstanding job each and every week. Some of those throws that Aaron makes and some of the receptions Tay makes, there's no defense for him. I can think of one in particular in that 2-minute drive where we actually had a run called and they threw the run alert, the back shoulder. It's just plays like that consistently happen throughout every game that just kind of make you shake your head and just revel and just say, wow.
And of course, both making Packer history against Cleveland. On defense, Rasul Douglas, another favorite going into the balloting, and Preston Smith, who had a sack.
Yeah, both those guys did an outstanding job. I thought Rasul, obviously the two big interceptions, obviously the one to ice the game, and then Preston just played a complete game, did a great job in both the run and the pass. We're going to need more performances like that from him. He's just doing a great job of generating the pass rush that we need.
And on special teams, you went with Rasul Douglas. Even if he didn't play special teams, he would be the in-season acquisition of all in-season acquisitions, but he does play special teams and plays them well.
Yeah, he did an outstanding job on special teams as well. He had 2 tackles, did a great job of defending the gunner. He's a guy that I just can't say enough great things about. Just his approach, how he comes to work with such a competitor mindset, a competitor mentality. I think he makes everybody around him better.
All right, up next, the last word from the coach. Don't go away. The Last Word with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers. Welcome back. Time for the last word from the coach. And Matt, this week, bad news COVID-wise. As the tone setter in chief, what kind of tone do you have to set?
Well, I think you got to always lead by example and try to operate the right way in terms of wearing a mask when we're inside and trying to keep everybody spread out. Try to minimize the risks that our guys put themselves on a daily basis. We did some of our meetings virtual this week, and we'll continue to adjust accordingly as more and more of these cases kind of present themselves.
Matt, Sunday is supposed to be cold, like real cold, single-digit cold. Now, is that truly an advantage for the Green Bay Packers, or are you guys going to be just as cold as the Vikings?
Well, yeah, it is an advantage when teams don't have the opportunity to practice in that environment. And I think we all know Minnesota is going to be able to kind of acclimate themselves throughout the course of the week, being in a very similar climate. So I don't think it makes a huge deal, but certainly as a team from the North, we always embrace that cold.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck against the Vikings, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and Happy New Year.